How many people have had enough speeches? So, I promise mine will only be 37 minutes. All right, 38 minutes now. Last year I said that I believed that our path to victory was to ignore the conventional wisdom. That if we paid attention to the pundits, and we paid attention to the media, and we paid attention to the talking heads, that we too in California would succumb. Instead, we did not do any of those things. Instead, we did not pay attention to the conventional wisdom. And in fact, what we did was use the creative parts of our brains. And the buzzword and the watchword as we move forward to the 2012 elections is still creativity. Creativity is what is essential if we're to win, because no matter what we do, we'll never match them dime for dime. Creativity is what is essential if we want people to hear our message over the noise in this room, and on the television, and on the radio, and on that series of tubes known as the internets. That's an inside joke. Now, our election process next year is obviously going to be complicated. We have the Prop 11 redistricting for the first time. We have Prop 14 in the top two primary for the first time. We have a lot of apathy and a lot of frustration and a lousy economy. But if we Democrats continue to be creative, if we continue to think of ways to cut through the noise, we can win. But it is made even more difficult by the fact that California is the ATM of the Democratic Party. We're the financial ATM of the Democratic Party, but we're used to that. We are also the leadership and grassroots ATM of the Democratic Party. It is already starting where plans are being made for our best activists, our best labor leaders, our best, hardest working tacticians, not to be here on the ground next November in California, but to be on the ground in places like Nevada and New Mexico and Arizona and Colorado. And that's okay if we're prepared to fight the fight and win. If we're ready, if we're creative, if we're thoughtful. Well, this Democratic Party has had a way of doing this year after year, time after time. We always rise up and do it. Now, I want to take a moment to share with you just a couple of very quick examples of the kind of things that I think we need to think about. In 2008, Democrats won across America with an unprecedented turnout of young voters, an unprecedented turnout of voters of color, and an unprecedented turnout of voters who for the first time felt hope. Well, in last year's election, I was trying to figure out what can we do different to get young people out and interested to vote again. So we got creative. We did a vote by mail piece called Where Do You Do It? It was a cartoon with two sets of feet under a set of covers, and it said, Where do you do it? Well, that piece became the #1 vote by mail piece in America from the American Association of Political Consultants. That piece went to tens of thousands of young voters in LA County, and they voted with those ballots by mail for the first time. Well, I will end my remarks by showing you one other piece of creativity that we did to break through the noise. When you think about how many people get their political information on the internet, we knew we had to find creative ways to fight back against Megabucks Whitman and Carly Fiorina. So with the able assistance of an incredibly talented producer-director sitting right there named Jeremy Thompson, the LA County Democratic Party did the following commercial. Can we roll the video, please?
Voting. It's important. Exercising one's right to vote is a responsibility for every eligible Californian. But sometimes it's hard to get to the polls, especially if you're a corporate CEO who is busy shipping jobs to other countries. Take Meg Whitman, for example. She didn't vote or even register for 28 years. And Carly Fiorina's voting history is almost as bad as her record at Hewlett-Packard. Fiorina only voted in 8 of the last 23 elections. But with permanent absentee voting, it's convenient for everyone to cast their ballot, even with a busy schedule of shoving employees and shipping jobs overseas. Just request your ballot from your county registrar, fill it out, and drop it in the mail. Make sure to mail it in early so it is received by Election Day. But if you don't mail it in time, just drop it off at any polling location. So don't be a Whitman or a Fiorina. Sign up to vote by mail today. Go to lacdp.org for vote by mail information and visit lacdp.org/CEO Watch for more on Whitman and Fiorina.
The Los Angeles County Democratic Party is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's the kind of creativity this Democratic Party needs to break through the noise and win in 2012. I know we can do it. Every one of you can make sure we do it. And I look forward to walking the walk, fighting the fight with you every day from now till we re-elect our president next November. Thank you very much.